magic Winxology.
Hey guys, it's Kevin, and welcome to the first ever episode of the rewatch segment of Magic Winxology. I'm so excited to start this part of the podcast off. Welcome. So today, I'm so freaking excited. I'm in Studio B, guys. I'm in Studio B. There's a lot of ambience. We still have the Winx wall behind me. Thank you guys for tuning in. Welcome. I'm so excited. So, we might as well get right into it. The Winx wall. The Winx wall is going to have a new pair of wings today. It's first ever. So, kind of how the rewatches are going to go. I'm basically going to go through the whole episode as it is, and I'm going to go through each dub of the episode as it is. So each dub of the episode will get its own podcast episode, like this episode, this week, RAI English, episode 1. Next week, episode 1 of 4 Kids. Next week, episode 1 of Nick, the segment of the special that is episode 1. It will be a lot. It might be slow, but we will really dive deep. January 28th, 2004 was the air date of this very first episode of Winx Club, Season 1, Episode 1. An unexpected event.
Don't worry. I'll take care of it.
So the RAI English and Cinelume dub has a total runtime of 22 minutes and 21 seconds, including the credits and opening sequence. Now, going with TV shows on their first episode with an opening sequence and credits, I really don't think that shows should do that. Kind of a side rant, but it's so frustrating. Like, just hold off for the first episode. Let me enjoy this episode. You don't know how amazing it is when you're a little kid. You have no idea what's going on. You're just watching the TV like a zombie. And literally, you haven't seen any trailers or promos. You're literally just there, engulfed in the thing. And had you not seen the intro sequence, the entire suspense of the first episode would have been exponentially more impactful and so much more enjoyable. However, when you see it, it's just like, boom, spoilers. I remember this so significantly when I was 9 years old watching H2O Just Add Water Season 3. Mind you, I don't know how I felt about the first couple seasons. Did I see the intro or not? I don't know. But at the point of Season 3, my dad was like, hey, Kev, they have Season 3. And I was like, what? No way. Because it was so popular, they had a Season 3. I started it, and I watched the intro, and I was just like, where's Emma? What's going on? Who's this new girl? And then the entire plot of the episode, I was in my 9-year-old brain, like, literally, this would have been better, so much better, had you just, like, not show me the intro. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. I don't care that Emma's gone. I did, but just literally don't show me the intro, and I would have appreciated it so much more. Just hold it off. That's like one fragment of surprise that you can hold off. My letter to TV show companies: yes, some of your children have seen a whole bunch of previews, a whole bunch of stuff. Some of them haven't. Some of them you've got to respect. Treat your children like actual adult audiences who are mature and would want to show this to their future kids and grandkids and great-grandkids. Like, literally, we are the future of the world. So starting it off, we have this beautiful establishing shot of Gardenia. A precise location for Gardenia is not given. Early in the series, it's questionable whether it's Italy or United States. In Season 4, there is a planetary establishing shot of it clearly being located in California, United States. And later on in Fate the Winx Saga, which is the second spin-off series on Netflix, Bloom does say that she is from California.
And what realm are you from?
California?
This beautiful establishing shot, it's actually not that beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm sorry. But it is 2D animation. Now, I was shocked because a lot of Winx Club uses mixed media animation for their establishing shots when it comes to the college, when it comes to just any location in Winx Club. They use a lot of 3D modeling and 2D modeling. However, with Gardenia, for seasons 1 and 2, they really didn't use any of that. Season 3, there was one episode where Bloom went back to her hometown, Gardenia, and they used a 3D model. And then season 4, Gardenia is a very prominent location, and so they got a full 3D model. And I just have to say it, like, Winx Club, and I swear the topography, the layout of their establishing shots, and they care so much about how everything is laid out, how everything is set out and organized in a well-structured way. Like, there is continuity. It's not like SpongeBob where the Krusty Krab's that way, the Krusty Krab's that way, the Krusty Krab could be any which way. Like, there is a solid, consistent map of every world. Like, mind you, we're talking about not only Earth, a whole entire magic dimension with multiple worlds, with multiple layout structures, with multiple everything. And they care so much. It's actually crazy. And when it comes to season 4, I mean, there's like so many places. The Winx's loft, Bloom's place with her mom and her dad, their boyfriend's apartment, the fruity music bar, the beach, the park. Everything is everywhere, and like, it's just so well structured. In the city too, it's so well structured. In the railroads, everything. It's a whole well-established thing. Just have to say that. And I have to say that they care also with their other planets. Like, it's so detailed. Again, first episode ever, they used a 2D sketch of Gardenia. Now, this 2D sketch goes and zooms into Bloom's house, and it fades into a sketch that Bloom has done. We assume Bloom, and then, after this shot, we see a couple shots, and then we see our main character, Bloom. We are just kind of led to believe that she's an artist, and she is. She is an artist. Now, it's very cool, very amazing. We see a box of matches on her little stand. I wonder what that's for. Probably candles. I just thought that was kind of cool, though. Little fire action going on. My only other notes are, like, I wish we get to see more of her artsy side throughout the show. Like, I feel like more of her artistry is shown throughout World of Winx, the second spin-off series, than in the entirety of the actual show. Just saying, I know there's, only 26 episodes. I know that we gotta fit in the rest of the whole entire series, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm feeling. I wish we saw a little bit more of her potential outside life. I wish we got to see more of her old high school. I wish we got to see more of her established life on Earth, rather than what we're about to see in this episode, being slim to none, basically it, and then boom, Magix. Also, within these sketches, there is a little Easter egg. One of the women that she draws, one of the fairies that she draws, looks a little bit like Morgana, who is a really cool fairy from season 4, who is a major part of season 4. My mom made me a pumpkin spice iced latte, and it is so good. So we have this famous scene where Bloom's mom enters the room, and it's iconic. I think this is actually cinematic history. Each frame of this should be plastered. Where do you guys think? On the Hollywood sign? Like, if anything were to be orbiting the Earth, it should be giant satellites of giant film strips of this exact situationship going on.
You're late. School? Oh no!
She's like, Bloom, time to go up. And then, you're gonna be late, Bloom. Like, oh no, school. And then she showers. It's like cartoon classic stuff. Like, she gets up, she showers in 2 seconds. And then, her robe says B, which is just so cute. Does she have a bathroom in her room? I wonder. She doesn't have to have one in her room, but I can't really tell. You guys let me know if you can tell or not. And if you guys have any suggestions, any corrections, anything to say at all, definitely let me know in the comments below. Or if you're streaming, feel free to let me know on my email, magicwinxology@gmail.com. That's magicwinxology@gmail.com. And you can also message me on my Instagram, link below, at magicwinxology, all one word, spelled the same. What else? You can also follow me on my main Instagram. I look at this scene now and I'm like, hold up, Vanessa, Bloom's mom. I used to think this scene was harmless. It's the first scene, basically, and you never really hold Vanessa accountable because she's really, really a good mom. These parents are really, really, really good. I feel like these actions are a little weird and unnecessary. Like, why would you do such a thing? Why would you? It's one thing to do an April Fool's joke, but sometimes even that goes too far. Why would you prank your daughter at such a cost? Like, she's literally fearing for her life. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. I mean, like, the thoughts going through my mind would be like, oh my gosh, I need a whole morning to myself to get my day started. I need to have breakfast. I need to get ready. Back when I was in high school, I needed like a full hour before I got ready to go to walk to school to get ready to go to attend school, which was 2 hours after I initially woke up. So like, if I woke up late, it was just a horrible start to my day. Preferably, I would wake up at 6, have coffee and breakfast, and drink water, get dressed, breathe, chill. Sometimes I would even meditate. I would literally just have a chill morning and relax and slowly wake up and unwind and slowly decrust the shell of the hard-boiled egg I was in, of the crusted eyes vibes that public school would always bestow upon me. Actually, my cafeteria was pretty bougie with a soft-serve ice cream machine, so I am legally obligated to say that I did sleep good at night because every Friday I would also go to the Dunkin', which is by my school. But that doesn't make everything better. That doesn't mean I enjoyed waking up at 8 and then asking my parents to drive me within 30 minutes of me waking up and then going to school, going to my locker, and then making it to, first period. Like, that's not fun for anyone. So just to even prank your daughter, like, oh my gosh, you're late, and then just be like, surprise, nothing, I just woke you up for no reason. I don't know. I feel like that's a little weird. It's also summer vacation, I get it, but I don't know. My parents have never done anything like that, and I love my parents. I don't think they would ever feel the need to do something like that. There's no joy in that. There's nothing from that. Absolutely nothing. Vanessa, you got away with this one. Get yourself in gear. You're done. You're done. So Bloom is our main character, and she has red hair, she has blue eyes, she's got a fair skin tone, and she is wearing a classic t-shirt that's cropped with yellow sleeves and the rest is blue. And it's almost like a baseball tee. And she's got these amazing jeans that kind of flare out at the bottom, and they've got these stars along the bottom of the legs, and it's very 2000s. She's also wearing these wedges. It's such an iconic outfit. Her room is like a boss vibe. Her room is boss vibes. She has a computer. She has an artistry thing, like she has an angled thing that some artists will have where you can like lean and draw on the desk. She has that. She has that going on. It's really cool. She's got cute little decorations everywhere. I just love it. I love it. She's got a whole computer setup. She's got a little cactus. She's got a poster of a musical band called The Genius. I just think that's pretty cool. Like little things that we can see around Gardenia. It's pretty cute. It just gives a little bit of a spice, a little bit of lore to the show. It's cool. First of all, she goes back to bed and her mom is like, "Sweetie, why were you up so late last night?" She's like, "I was reading." And then the book is Fairies, Myth or Reality. And this book is just iconic. This book is iconic. It was the first ever, like, glimpse into the show at Bloom's kind of, like, love for the fairy realm. This displays that she has already a, like, magical interest. She already feels kind of magical somewhat, drawn to it in some way, that she would ever want to read a book or stay up late reading a book as such, you know? Her mom's like, "You know what, now that school's out, you can help me in the shop." And then she's like, "Oh, Mom." And then we go downstairs and her dad is like, "Good morning, sunshine." And she's like, "Dad, I do not want to spend the entire summer working in the shop. I want to go somewhere fun with my friends." It's just, you know, father-daughter banter. Again, in this original episode, the sound effects are a little rough. They're a little rough. I mean, oh my god, did you guys hear the sound of the dishes? That was torture. Like, that was horrendous. That was horrendous. Like, Cinelume, girl.
Spend my summer working in the shop. I wish I could go somewhere fun with my friends.
I mean, I won't even blame Cinelume. They just did the English voices. But I mean, girl, just saying. So she's like, "Oh, I just want to get out here and do something fun." She's 16. And then he's like, "Oh, you're still my little girl." It's all that stuff, all the classic stuff. We love to see it. He mentions, in about 2 weeks, we'll go to the same old beach that we go to every year. It's very sentimental because later on, they go to that beach and they are displayed going to that beach, not only in season 5, but in season 8. And that plays a huge role of them, you know, wanting to clean up the beach and protect the beach. And they love the beach. It starts from this moment, you know, minutes into the first episode. They love the beach.
Listen, in a few weeks, we'll all be going to the beach like we do every year.
Mike, do you think the oil from the spill will wash up on our beach?
It might, honey.
Thank you for saving us. For sure. That was a birthday to remember.
So I just think that's very important. So there's this whole scene where Bloom, I don't remember exactly what she says, but there's a classic dialogue conversation. It transitions into her father, Mike, saying, "Well, for that, you need wheels," or something like that. And then Bloom's all excited, like, "Oh, really? Thanks, Dad." And he's like, "Just a little something to help you get around Gardenia," where she lives, Gardenia. And then she goes out to the garage, and it's a bike. And in it, there's a basket of flowers. It pans up dramatically. We see Bloom's shadow. She's running. She's so excited. And by the way, her pet bunny is like classic comic relief here. A perfect comic relief. He's a blue bunny who is just completely unnatural. You already know something's magical in her life. And he's been living with her alive for probably way longer than a rabbit should. I have no idea how long rabbits are supposed to live. But yeah, he's there. Everything's going on. So they're all running. They run on it to the garage. You see Bloom's shadow enter. And then you see Mike and Vanessa, her parents' shadows, enter. And then I guess she's disappointed by what she sees, the bike. And the bike has a basket, and in the basket is some flowers. And from all these details, you know, first of all, Bloom is disappointed. In this dub, at this time, Bloom's like, yeah, thanks. And then Vanessa's like, "Oh, I don't know. I think she was expecting something a little bit more sophisticated. A bicycle with a speedometer, maybe. A scooter, Mike.
A bicycle with a speedometer, maybe.
A scooter, Mike.
A scooter, Mike." Like, the Italian vibes, the Italian classic vibes of just riding around a city like that on your bike. I went to Amsterdam 4 summers ago, summer 2018, and everyone rides a bike there. There are t-shirts that, I have a t-shirt where it's like bikes everywhere. You rent a bike. There are bike shops like It is known, even to this day. So it's like a well-known thing. It's just cool. It's just cool how different cities are operating and different audiences operate. And different people, different generations want different things, you know? So, but I just thought that was so sweet that they have the flower basket in there. Like, Bloom's mom really put her own little touch in there. She put flowers from her own flower shop and put them in there. For Bloom. Bloom. Her daughter Bloom. Flower. Bloom. Blossom. Bloom. I love it. I love it. But again, going on, you know, we meet Mitzi, a classic Gardenia rivalry of Bloom, and she's just showing off her new scooter. Literally her scooter that she wants. Bloom is just recently disappointed from 30 seconds ago where she was like, it could have been a scooter, but it's not. But you know, I feel like deep down she's actually really appreciating it. In the 4Kids dub, she did appreciate it. And the 4Kids dub is completely different from this. We'll get into that, but she did appreciate it in the 4Kids dub. It's classic. And if you do see the Gardenia geography, if you even happen to notice, it might even be visible in the 2D artwork. Mitzi and Bloom are next door neighbors. So she, like, no wonder Bloom and Mitzi know each other. They're next door neighbors. So yeah, just a little fun fact.
Hurry up!
One bike scene when Bloom is biking from Mitzi's house area to the park. Professor Dufour is seen as a Gardenia citizen. So I guess they just didn't have their incidental characters, background characters all aligned. They have a random person who should be from the magic dimension in the background. That professor is quick to come and go, barely even in season 1. I don't think ever in season 2 and on. But yeah, just a little fun fact. Also, I caught this girl, Katie, aka Speaka. She is an incidental background fairy from Althea. So then they go to Gardenia Park. Beautiful park, beautiful park. And there's this classic scene. Bloom has an apple. She's like, all right, Kiko, stick around, all right? Bloom has an apple. She parks her bike, leans up against a tree. Literally, Kiko comes running and he's shook. We see him fall, grab Bloom's jeans, boots with the fur, pulling on it. Oh my gosh, come see what I'm looking at, Bloom. Come see. And then Bloom goes over to the forest. We're about 5 minutes in, and then we see the light rays of Stella. We see Stella. We see our first fairy, and you know what that means. It's time to put a wing on the Winx wall. Time to put a wing on the Winx wall. It's probably gonna be too small, but I don't know. I'm not sure how long we will need the mini wall. It'll serve for now. It'll serve for now. There we are. There we are.
Stella Magic Winx!
It's only gonna go up from here. So yeah, we see our first fairy in the show, our first main girly fairy. And yeah, it's real awesome. So we hear Rising Sun, I think, as one of the first spells ever.
Rising Sun!
And then, oh my gosh, we see and hear Stella go, or you will feel the power of the Sun and Moon Fairy.
Go away, you villain, or you will feel the magic of the Sun and Moon Fairy!
Sun and Moon Fairy. Now, here's a rabbit hole that I will continue on, and I, again, don't mean this in any sort of crazy way, because, again, you guys don't have to agree with me. It's okay. I have never really identified Stella as a Sun and Moon Fairy, partly because Nickelodeon, she was always considered a Sun Fairy, and I started with Nickelodeon. But really, to me, she just literally looks like a Sun Fairy. She looks like a Sun Fairy. She's mostly always using sun magic. And seems to be closer with her dad than her mom. You know, one could say she's a daddy's girl. It is the kingdom of Solaria, you know, sun. And I guess, yeah, that's just my opinion. That's just how I identify as, and that's what I believe in. So they're fighting. There's this villain, Nut, who's a yellow ogre. And there's these little ghouls who are these little weird looking, I want to say like dark, reddish, brownish, blackish, burgundy, would you call that? They're just little monsters, little ghouls with Nut. And I mean, like, it's not even that violent. Like, it literally, the ogre, this yellow ogre Nut, squeezes one and it poofs away into light looking magic. And yeah, so they fight Stella and Nut. And Stella is this beautiful fairy. She has blonde hair.
And she has blonde hair.
Stella has these yellowish eyes, and she's a little more tan compared to Bloom. She has this beautiful orange top. She has these wings as shown. She has 2 pigtails. She's got bangs. She's got these little orange shorts and these, like, I think knee-high boots. She's got a scepter as well, a long scepter. They're fighting, and then Stella's kind of cornered, and then all of a sudden, Bloom is like, let her go, or else I'll, wait, what am I gonna do? And it's kind of like, uh-oh.
Let her go! Wait, what am I going to do?
But then, when they go up and get her, she does a reflex, and she's like, back off. You're done. You're done. You're done. And then she's like, whoa, did I just do that? And this is where we can only assume one of the deleted scenes that was deleted that 4Kids used for the intro, because the background is different. It looks as if they're in a different part of the park or a different forest with trees that are missing. It's strange. You know, they're battling. And then again, Bloom is now cornered. Bloom actually is grabbed by her arms, and Nut is holding her up in the sky, and she's just like, oh no.
Oh no!
So strange. Like, I don't even know if I like that scene. It's strange. And then all of a sudden, this great dragon appears as a spell out of nowhere, just takes Nut by surprise. Everyone's shook. I was shook. We were shook. Everyone was shook. And then Stella's like, wow, powerful. After all this fight, Nut disappears and Stella faints. And then she detransforms into her human form. Now, this moment is actually very important to the integrity of the show, because the concept of a fairy in Winx Club is displayed right before our eyes in a very simple manner right here, right now. Just to see how it works. Like, fairies in Winx Club are not always fairies. They're not these puny little things like Tinkerbell. They are human size. They transform and they power up, so to speak, and they look like fairies. They have on these magical outfits that they transform into, and from there, they can detransform. It's just such a simple shot that just, from the moment you see it, you understand that's how that works. That's how that works. And that's how that works. And that's how that works. I just think that's so cool. So, as you can see, Stella's dress is interesting. It's a little bit extra. It's interesting. What looks to be the top of her scepter is a matching headpiece at the back of her head. It's just this very intricate outfit for, you know, it really gives me princess vibes. It really gives me magical Bloom vibes. And all of this first episode, the second and third especially, really give me magical Bloom vibes, pilot vibes. Like, especially the third episode, the line work, like the outlines were very, very, very thin, very colored outlines, lots of colored outlines, and just the outfit choices. Like, I feel like Stella season 3 would never wear that princess outfit that she was wearing season 1, episode 1. Never. First of all, it is also the first appearance of fake wings, decorative wings. And so that's very interesting. You know, we go from real wings to fake wings right off the bat. And maybe even at this point, they were not even intended to be fake. Wouldn't that be crazy if those wings were not intended to be fake? First of all, every fairy has magic, and every fairy who has magic can levitate without transforming and putting their wings back on. So they don't really need their wings to fly per se. But I don't know. I just thought about that. That's pretty crazy. I mean, realistically, they probably were going for what they went for all along. But I don't know. Isn't that cool to think about? So, realistically, Bloom's like, we gotta get this girl home. We gotta get this girl home. We gotta, help her out. And then we go into one of the most ominous, most strangest scenes of the whole entire freaking show. Okay? It's supposed to be the Trix. It's supposed to be the three villains of the show. Icy, Darcy, Stormy, witches from Cloud Tower. Now, they appear in such an ominous way. It's like a communication spell. Nut, the yellow ogre, who is wearing nothing but a pair of beige overalls, I don't know, walks on screen. And he walks on screen, and it's this ominous environment. And it's like black. It's like some sort of communication spell, I would imagine. But the Trix are nothing but these hooded figures who have nothing but glowing yellow eyes. And it's so strange. The Nick specials, they even did this. They even still did this and, reanimated it. But it's so strange. It's so strange. I almost don't understand. And first of all, there was a dubbing error. I mean, there were 4 voices. There were only 3 figures. They used Icy, Darcy, Stormy, and Stella's voice actresses. So that was just a simple error. I love this humor of Nut having to wear glasses, and there's this whole thing of an ogre with glasses seems kind of lame. In the 4Kids dub, it's actually hilarious because he's like, I don't like these frames, they're not me, and it's hilarious. I cannot convey to you enough how much that makes me laugh every single time. There's this running gag of him literally going to the glasses store and trying on different frames. It's so funny. It's so funny. I think even in season 8, they give him glasses. A Google search could not confirm that information, so I'm not sure if he wore glasses in season 8. Although that would have been a good opportunity for their little Kendall. Might be a Mandela effect, not sure.
Allegedly. Just saying.
By the way, if you haven't seen my shirt, it says Althea, College for Fairies. But yeah, they're just not what happened. And you basically get the vibe of Nut. He's the one who's being led by these 3 random figures. He describes, there was this crazy powerful Earth girl. I almost got the scepter, but this Earth girl messed it up. And then they're all confused about this Earth girl. And then he's like, one of my ghouls ripped off a piece of her jeans. So if you guys give me a hunting troll, we can go ahead and hunt them 2 out. It makes perfect sense. So that's what they're up to. Back home, Bloom is in her living room. Stella is sleeping on the couch. Mike and Vanessa are, definitely concerned. And just before this, we see a waning crescent moon. So I just wanted to look up the significance. A waning crescent, the last phase of a cycle, just before the new moon. So this definition, Elise says, to reflect on past lunar cycle and adjust for the new cycle. Turn your mind towards downsizing, elevate old habits or relationships. Is it time to leave them behind and find a new approach? That just seems so reminiscent of literally Bloom's life at that moment. Maybe you've already dealt with sources of toxicity in your life. Nice work. Use this time to recharge and prepare yourself for anything possible coming your way. This is a sign. Take this sign. This is a sign. And it's crazy how it's a crescent moon the day of posting this. It's crazy how it's literally a crescent moon right outside. Right now. November 18th, 2022. Literally about to enter a new cycle. Literally. And it's the moon. It's so emotional and I don't know, just magical. They have relations with the moon in season 5 with the Cyrenix quest. I love it. Stella is just kind of talking about Bloom and being like, wow, your daughter is so magical and powerful and saved me, and just like hyping her up. She's like, obviously you're a fairy. Are you kidding me?
I'm a fairy?
And then she's like, I was on my way to Magix when this ogre attacked me out of nowhere. And then Mike is like, oh, but of course.
I was trying to get to Althea Castle in the realm of Magix when
Oh, but of course. I'm calling the police. Huh?
He doesn't believe her. She's mad, and she turns his telephone into a cabbage or head of lettuce and a carrot. So that should be enough for him to just be like, oh my god, wow. So later they go up into Bloom's room, and Bloom's kind of just in shock. I mean, understandably, her entire day has gone 0 to a million of change. Literally, more comments about Bloom's artistry. It's very cool. However, I think Stella comments about the magic dimension, and she looks out the window and talks about it.
In my world, magic is a part of life, and powers such as yours are perfectly normal.
And this is my theory. Actually, this is just what I believe. I think that Winx Club, they kind of throw around magic dimension, magic universe, all these terms, galaxy, they throw them all around, and they should be kind of consistent on those upper levels. So a universe is so large, everything all encompassing in this universe, that's all the universe. And every universe has its own set of laws of physics. There are rules of the way that everything works for every universe. So if this entire magical dimension is a cluster of planets which all have gravity, and there's matter, and there's laws of all the same exact stuff that we have in our entire universe, they must be in the same universe. So sometimes there's a definition of the magic universe. Okay, all of the planets, all that's a magic universe. Dimension, what's a dimension? I feel like that's just kind of a random term that could be anything you want it to be. Right? I mean, they even call certain planets dimensions. That makes no sense. They have one planet that's a prison planet called the Omega Dimension. It's literally a planet. And then, in the Nickelodeon dub, when Stella is actually describing the magic dimension to Mike, she says, have you heard of the magic dimension? It's in another galaxy. That, to me, I was hesitant at first, is what I believe is the truth of Winx Club. Because a galaxy is a galaxy. You know, we have Andromeda Galaxy. We have Triangulum Galaxy. We have other galaxies in this universe. The magic universe, all the planets that they're talking about, all these other worlds, it would only make sense for them to exist in another galaxy because of this moment right here where Stella looks up out of Bloom's room window at a flashing star and sees it. She literally looks at it. Later on in season 5, episode 10, A Magic's Christmas, the same transition happens between Bloom's house and Althea College for Fairies, where they're connected by that same star. And so if you were to literally look out your window with a telescope and see it, if it's a visual space that you're seeing, it has to be in the same universe.
In my world, magic is a part of life, and powers such as yours are perfectly normal.
Right here at Althea.
And I'm happy to be here with you too. But
even if I were to look at an alien planet on Andromeda, like I could see it. I could see it right out my window. It's a space, you know? But if it's another dimension, first of all, what does that even mean? And if it's another universe, I couldn't see it. So Bloom asks Stella to read this other book. She's like, is your life anything like the fairy tale book? And she's like, kind of, but it's much nicer in here. That makes sense. Like, that makes actual sense. It's giving a little bit of Peter Pan vibes at one point, so little reference to World of Winx, perhaps, I don't know. Bloom says, you know, how can I do it? Stella's like, you know, strong feelings such as fear have summoned up the wonderful powers that are in you. And she says, you know, I'm going to Althea tomorrow. Like, it's in the enchanted realm of Magix, a place beyond time and space where everything is possible.
It's in the enchanted realm of Magix, a place beyond time and space where everything is possible.
But it's not beyond time and space. You literally are looking at it out the window. So they have this thing called a bottomless postcard, and it's interesting. It's a little gag, I think. Like, they don't really bring it out much after this. And it seems like it's just a thing, like a type of virtual reality type of thing where you can go in and kind of look around the environment. You put it on the ground and you jump in like a Toontown hole. And you can see the environment that's in the postcard. So it's so funny when Stella goes in, she says, Magix. I don't know. I just thought it was so funny.
Magic!
Awkward.
And there's also a storefront for B and K. Bloom and Nut? Bloom and Klaus?
Wait a minute.
And again, we do learn that Stella is from the planet Solaria. So we get a little bit of planets, locations, a good reference of how this kind of works. So this has all kind of made me a little confused what Stella was even dealing with. Like, she was literally trying to get to Althea. Was she flying through outer space? Like, did she get lost between dimensions? How did she end up on Earth? I don't understand. Because that really didn't make too much sense to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that. She was trying to get to Althea Castle in the realm of Magix when those creatures attacked her and she was forced to land on Earth. Like, and I love the scene where it's like, I'm a fairy? I love that. I had to add that in there. But we do also see Nut and the hunting troll kind of coming up, spying on everything, and they're like, And they're kind of approaching, and it kind of looks like one of the areas from season 4 where the Winx earn Believix.
Allegedly. Just saying.
So her pants are still ripped, but it looks like there's also ripped pants on the floor, which is kind of funny.
Fairies. It's totally ridiculous.
Mike, it's not ridiculous.
And then, yes, it looks like there is an Althea poster in the living room, but it also looks like it could be Domino. Do you guys see this? I wonder what that is. I feel like it's probably actually Domino, to be honest. I'm actually pretty interested in what that could be. So, I love how Nut and the troll are like, we'll sneak through the back door and surprise them.
We'll go in through the back door and take the whole happy family by surprise.
And so Kiko is like, you know, trying to protect everyone, putting stuff up against the door. Like, guys, you not hear the obvious banging on the door? And Mike and Vanessa are literally just like, oh my god, Kiko, stop being annoying. Like, literally, I could not, like, literally check your stuff. Check your mind. Like, how do you not hear the obvious banging on the door? It's literally happening. It's happening. Do you not see the door about to burst off its hinges? I mean, I guess cartoon logic, but I mean, come on.
Huh? What is that rabbit doing, Kiko?
And then we get to the first ever transformation. Stella comes downstairs, and we get the first iconic words. Now, let's settle this.
What?
Now, let's settle this.
Winx Club, Stella, Stella, Stella. Ray of light, it's magic. Rising sun. I've got power, I'm a Winx. Winx. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Because, you know, we love RAI English and we love how they add bits of silence. I'm not being sarcastic. I love how they're not afraid to add a little bit of realism and a little bit of like natural pause, a little bit of slow vibes. It's good. I also love a transformation sequence, so I can never get angry at it. Give me the full extended version of everything, and I am satisfied. Insatiable? No, I'm satiable. Satisfaction. Pure satisfaction. Do you guys hear the seagulls? I love just the oomph, like the, yeah, like all her little action sounds are just so iconic in this episode. We get a cutaway to Mitzi, her next door neighbor, probably on like the second floor or the penthouse. And she's like, ugh, what a racket. I can't hear a thing. Of course, while she's transforming Stella, we see her ring and we see it glow. So it is kind of like the focal point of it. And, we really are learning a lot about a lot. Real fast, a lot. Also, if you're rewatching the series with me and you're not a first timer, then this is a good moment to catch that Stella never said Winx. She never said Winx because the Winx Club wasn't formed yet. And it's interesting. It's just pretty cool because after just watching the show so many times, I just become numb to the fact of them saying Magic Winx. Because it's like their club thing that they say all the time. And it's like, well, what does that even mean at a certain point? Now, Stella personally actually does need the ring to transform. That's only her, though. The others, not really. They don't really need anything to transform. Except, their energy or whatnot. So I suppose they don't really need to cry. So I suppose if they were to say anything, it would be, their group dynamic Winx. And Magic Winx, which is their thing later on, and that hadn't happened yet. But now, it's like, why not say Stellaria, because that's the power of the ring, that's where the ring's from, that's basically her power, and yeah, that's the magical object that she's using. In Mitzi's house, we also see a painting on a wall of a world with 2 moons, or planets, in the sky. Now, this was from my old notes, so I'll have to do a double check, and maybe voice in, but that sounds to me like Domino as well. It's really, really interesting. Bloom and Stella are fighting, and then it's iconic.
You dummy, you got beat by a cutesy blonde.
We're gonna have to split them up. I'll take care of the ghouls. Burning sun. Now what do I do? Wow, command respect. I've called the specialists. Who?
The specials come in, Stella invited them, and it's iconic. It's iconic. And she's like, don't worry, I've called for reinforcements. Now, I can't really go forward without explaining. So there's like 4 specialists, Sky, Brandon, Riven, and Timmy. Timmy, amazing. Orange hair, glasses, iconic. And they each have signature weapons. Timmy is the most signature to me. He's got like tons of light weapons, little light darts. Like they're very projectile and targeted. Like they'll hit the thing that they're focused on. I feel like there's a name for that, but I don't know. And then Riven's got these weird little swords. They're all very cute, and they like they are, and the weapons are. They're glowing. They're like light weapon. But they probably hurt. But like it looks cool. It looks cool. Riven has, like magenta, dark magenta, reddish, burgundy, spiked hair. It's really, really cool. It's almost giving Jimmy Neutron height, but not like a chocolate, swirl, like ice cream cone looking thing. There's 2 more boys. One has blonde hair.
And she has blonde hair?
It's like long blonde hair, and he's very attractive, has blue eyes, and the other guy has brown hair, brown eyes. They're all fighting, and there's this weird moment where the reddish, burgundy head Riven, falls back, bumps into Stella and Bloom, who are also on the ground, who have fallen. And he gets back up and is like, ugh, girls.
After all, this is only our first mission. Girls.
Huh?
He's like, ugh, girls. Not in a just, that's it. He's like, ugh, females. It's confusing. Bloom and Stella are like, what? You can't really tell. Is he being misogynistic? It's so weird. And in the other dubs, this does not happen. He does come off as, angry, but this one comment is is just, it happens and it's weird. It happens. So Nut is in the middle of the screen and he's, getting shot with the weapons of the boys of Red Fountain. And then all of a sudden Bloom and Stella are behind him the whole time and you see them from the background. And Bloom and Stella do a convergence energy blast. And it's interesting because it takes you by surprise. You're like, oh, they were back there the whole time. Bloom's like, then I'm really a fairy. Stella's like, of course, I'm never wrong.
Finally, this one's over. Bloom, meet our 4 heroes. Riven, Prince Sky, Timmy, and Brandon, Prince Sky's squire.
If you're new to Winx and watching this podcast with me for the first time, thank you. Going through these first 3 versions of the first episode, there is already a problem with these 2 boys. In Cinelume, RAI English, and 4 Kids, there was an initial twist with these 2 boys and their names. However, with the Nickelodeon version, this never happened. So in order to discuss it and discuss the differences, I will have to talk about the twist head on. I probably won't really refer to their names as the twist version. I'll probably just refer to them as the confirmed final version throughout the entire series. 9 times out of 10, there will be an image to refer to the person I'm saying, so you won't always be lost if you are a visual podcast watcher. It's just the one twist that I have to expose right off the bat because it'll just be way easier for me. And then all the mess settles down. The boys go back to their place. They take the hunting troll away, but Nut escapes. And the ghouls, they all kind of disappear. They poof away real easily. And Kiko, he's fine. Everyone's real safe and sound. But the mess that was made, Stella offers to help clean it up with magic and fix everything. No money cost. And Mike's like, nah, I'll just do it. Waste my own money. Like, Stella was literally about to be like, fix it Malum. Like, literally, I don't know. Sometimes you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Harriet! And then, they're about to go to Althea. And there's this weird conversation where it's almost as if Bloom's trying to have this emotional moment where she's like, oh my god, I'm gonna miss you guys. I'm gonna miss you. I'm never gonna see you again. And Bloom's mom and dad are like, just call us as soon as you get there. What if you run into these monsters again? What if everything goes wrong? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And she's like, I know, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then it just kind of trails off and like goes against the grain that I already created. And then Bloom's dad is like, wait, I'm coming with you. And in the Nick dub, they fix it. I think in the 4 Kids dub, they also fix it. Not too sure. But yeah, he's like, I'm coming with you. It's like weird. Like, why wouldn't you lead with that? But it's cool. We get to see Bloom's dad take his firefighter jacket because he's a firefighter. Bloom's mom runs a flower shop. And Bloom's dad was wearing this firefighter jacket at the beginning, by the way, just to let you know. So they're all about to go. And then Bloom's like, Stella, can we all go? Stella says the rules don't allow it, but rules were made to be broken.
No, we're coming with you.
Stella, is it possible?
Well, the rules don't allow it, but as they say, rules are made to be broken.
Okay, so she takes her ring. She says, to Magix we go!
Are you ready?
We were born ready.
To Magix we go!
We're moving, we're beating Hacker at his game.
It's like, let's get ready to rumble. Like, it's just so funny to me. Like, I can't. And it literally looks like they're falling into the abyss. Like, Mystery of the Abyss, who? And this graphic looks like one of the future backgrounds for the intro sequences of their transformations where they're still wearing their clothes. I'll put a screen reference here, but it looks like that. So the very, very end of this episode, it's very brief. We see Bloom, Stella, Mike, and Vanessa, and Kiko all there, and they're at the top of Gloomy Wood Forest, which is a forest on the capital planet, Magix, which is the capital planet of all these magic planets. Like I said, I think this magic dimension, magic universe is a galaxy of magic planets, and you could travel to it. Let's say Earth in real life is like Earth in Winx Club. I could go travel to it if I rode into a spaceship. Like, it's a physical space and time type thing. If I can see it from my window, it must be physical. There's no way around it. If light can travel and bounce off of it into my eyeballs, then it must be there. However, there are some other exceptions, like the underwater world, Infinite Ocean Sirenic Season 5, that if it's an infinite ocean, I have a video on that on my Winx discussion channel, it must be an entire universe where the laws of physics are completely different. It must be like some sort of infinite 2-dimensional yet 3-dimensional plane, like Minecraft. I'm just imagining it only starting and going upwards, where the base is infinitely large like water, but it infinitely goes up into outer space vertically. So strange. And then there's a Legendarium world, a book universe. If you were to go inside that, which people do at a certain point in Winx Club, that must be its own universe. Like, I can't go in a spaceship and travel to the Infinite Ocean and or the Legendarium world. However, if I flew super high in those places, what is in outer space in the Infinite Ocean? What is in outer space in the Legendarium world? What is beyond the atmosphere of those places? Is there a whole universe in the universe in the universe? I don't know. So on Magix, the central basic planet, which is the capital of this magical galaxy of magical planets, there are the 3 schools, and we're about to see Althea. And Althea is, you know, a good walk from where they land. And also we can see Lake Rockaluce, and I think that means light rock or rock light, something like that. They all end up there, and that's fine. Maybe Stella's powers she's still developing, can't teleport exactly where she wants to. We kind of learn about that. She has to know the environment before she teleports there. So maybe that's what happened with her powers and her scepter. She teleported in such a bad way, she wasn't skilled as to where she teleported, that she ended up on Earth. And I don't know. But as we're there walking, it looks like some other girls, some other Althea extras and students that we see throughout are also walking this way. I don't know what they will be doing. Is there a nature trail, for heaven's sake? Like, I don't know. But I don't know. Could be. I don't know. At the very end of this episode, we pan up from, you know, seeing the forest, seeing those other extra fairies, and then we kind of zoom in as a 3D model, and then we see Althea as a central pan, and then we see a fairy fly across the screen with some pixie dust, and it fades to black. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the Cinelume. That was it. Now, it's good. It's really actually good. And that was an unexpected event. Thank you guys so much for watching or listening to the first part of the rewatch segment of Magic Winxology. I'm so excited. I feel like from here on out, this is just gonna be smooth sailing. I am so excited for future episodes. I had an amazing time hanging out with you guys, and I'm really excited for more episodes to come. Thank you to everyone who's been sending me little facts here and there. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to send me anything, as always, feel free to leave a review on your favorite streaming platform, leave a comment, leave a like, leave a subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.